Could you tell us a little bit about how Taiwan's political system work? How is power divided between the legislature and the executive branch?
So Taiwan is a unitary government with a directly elected president who appoints the premier, who then appoints the entire cabinet. And the president can appoint or remove the premier at will. The president doesn't need the legislature to confirm the premier. And so, in effect, it operates much like a full presidential system. The legislature now is elected at the same time as the president, so they're concurrent, which in practice means that the presidential race tends to overshadow the legislative race, and there's pretty high correlation, at least among the districts, between a party's presidential vote share and their legislative candidates' vote share.
And what do you think are the chances for divided government in Taiwan?
So, Taiwanese voters in this election, when they go into the ballot booth, will receive three different ballots. One is for the president, the second is for their legislative district representative, and the third is a party list vote. And so they can vote freely for different parties on each of those ballots. Um, in the past, typically a voter who casts a vote for the DPP for president also votes for the DPP in the district, and generally has also voted for the DPP on the party list. And so there's been pretty consistent party line voting. That broke down a little bit in 2020, and it's likely to break down again in 2024. So I think because of that, even if we have a DPP candidate who wins the presidency, the DPP is actually much less assured of a majority this time around than they were in 2016 or even in 2020.
And so, what would a divided government mean for Taiwan?
There's a precedent for this from 2000 to 2008 when Chen Shui-bian was the president and the opposition held the majority in the legislature. That was generally not a fun time. There was deep partisan polarization. The opposition, almost from day one, kind of decided to go to war with the Chen Shui-bian administration and try to undermine his presidency. And so by the end of his two terms in office, the legislature and the executive branch were just in a constant state of political warfare. So at the extreme, that's potentially what divided government in Taiwan looks like. I'm a little more optimistic that under the current situation, if the DPP were to maintain control of the presidency but lose the legislature, it would not look quite as dire as the Chen Shui-bian era.